You've probably heard of a pizza stone, but what's a pizza steel? Hi, I'm Lanny and Preserving Today. Today I want to give you an honest review of the new pizza steel that I got. What it is, what I've done with it, how it compares to a pizza stone, and whether or not it's worth the price. We're talking about good pizza, crusty sourdough bread, pita bread, naan bread, I guess that's pretty much it so far. First, a pizza steel, which can totally be called a baking steel because it can help you cook and bake all sorts of stuff. It's just like a ceramic pizza stone, only it's made of steel. Pizza stones are usually made of ceramic, but a pizza steel is made of, you guessed it, steel. 100% gosh dang American made steel. Either stainless steel or carbon steel. The ThermaChef baking stone that I bought is made of carbon steel. I did get the ThermaChef on Amazon. Ceramic baking stones are for baking. You stick them in the oven and you bake directly on them. Perfect for pizzas or baking bread. So why would I want a pizza steel instead? Let me show you my pizza stone. Yeah, that's not supposed to come in two pieces. It's not one of those broken heart friendship necklace thingies where I can actually only make pizza if my best friend comes over and we stick them together. It's broken. Why is it broken? Because I tried to use it on a barbecue. Yeah, I know you're not supposed to. They say it can break, but I'm somebody who learns from doing and likes to try to press limits of things, and here we go, I broke it. Thin crust Neapolitan style pizza is best cooked quickly and at high temperatures. Wood-fired pizza ovens are definitely over 800 degrees Fahrenheit, sometimes even as high as 1,000 degrees. Ceramic pizza stones can only withstand about 500 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit, and they're prone to thermal shock. You know, like Pyrex? If you change the temperature too quickly, then kablamo! So while a ceramic pizza stone does hold heat well and would probably help somebody bake better pizza in their electric oven, it's not what I wanted it for. I wanted to use it to make really good pizza. And I know I wasn't going to be able to do that unless I could crank the heat way up. In the wintertime, I make pizza in cast iron pans that I preheat in a 500 degree oven. And it works pretty great. But in the summer, I wanted to be able to cook my pizza outside and not heat the house up using the oven. That's how I broke my ceramic pizza stone. I didn't follow the rules and I used it on the barbecue. I was living too dangerously. So then somewhere in there I hear about a pizza steel. What's that? It's made of steel and can withstand well over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit. It's not prone to thermal shock. You can stick it directly in a fire and then toss it in a pool. It's good. But you probably shouldn't do that for other reasons. Mostly because it would be weird and unnecessary, but also because it's super heavy and maybe you could hurt somebody. Here's a side-by-side breakdown of a ceramic pizza stone versus a pizza steel. I'm reading here. I didn't memorize all of this. What do you think I am? The pizza stone takes longer to heat up and the pizza steel is way quicker. The pizza stone can tolerate 500 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit and the pizza steel can tolerate upwards of 1,000 or even more. The pizza stone will weigh 5 or 10 pounds and a pizza steel is usually 15 to 20 pounds depending on its thickness and size. A pizza stone is super fragile and prone to thermal shock where a pizza steel is virtually indestructible. Neither the stone or the steel is non-stick. The ceramic pizza stone does not require seasoning. In fact, it's porous and you should never put oil on it anyway, where a pizza steel does require seasoning unless you're buying a pre-seasoned pizza steel. Just like a cast iron pan, you need to put a slick of oil on it and put it in a really hot oven so it develops a seasoning on it and protects it from rust. The cleaning method is the same for both. You get them hot and you scrape it off. You don't want to use soap. You want to keep them dry. For that reason, neither of them are dishwasher safe. There is almost no risk of cracking or breaking with the pizza steel, where the pizza stone is extremely fragile. You should not use a pizza stone on the grill or broiler, while you can use a pizza steel for both. The ceramic pizza stone is only $20 to $60 depending on the size and quality, where a pizza steel is $60 to $120, again depending on the size and quality. I paid $79.97 plus tax for this ThermaChef 14 by 20 inch pizza steel at 1/4 inch thickness. There are 3 thickness options and that one is right in the middle. They also have a 14 by 14 inch square and a 16 by 16 inch square. Most people getting a pizza stone are getting a round pizza stone. Most people getting a pizza steel are getting a square, and I really wanted a rectangle. While the square ones are cheaper, the rectangle left room for me to do 2 loaves of pita bread at the same time, and I could do 2 small pizzas next to each other at the same time, and that was gonna make me save a lot of time in making dinner for my family. All right, so here's how it performed. The ThermoChef 14 by 20 inch pizza steel made a fantastic pizza on my barbecue. First try, mind-blowing. The difference was amazing. This pizza was as good as anything you could get at a high-end pizzeria and miles better than anything I could get delivered to my door around here. Sorry, Domino's. First, it preheats fast, which saves on propane, and I like that. I preheated the barbecue for only about 20 minutes top to get it as hot as it would go, which was about 700 degrees. I used my sourdough pizza crust recipe. Leave a comment below if you want the recipe and I will give it to you. I haven't made a video on that yet. The bottom of the pizza crust was nice and crispy. There's nothing soggy about this pizza. A professional pizza oven does have one up on this because you have the flames coming up and around the pizza. So you're getting that like nice little brown spots on your cheese and little bubbles on your crust on the top while the underneath is getting cooked. This one, all the heat's coming from the bottom on your barbecue, so you just have to work with that. Keep the top closed, cook it fast. It was delicious, nobody complained. But this does get me excited to try this inside over winter. This pizza steel will be super hot, but it can also withstand a broiler. So if I'm baking in my oven, I could start by preheating the pizza steel, getting the pizza cooking there, and then switching to the top heating element or broiler so that I could cook the pizza from the top at the same time as the pizza steel is cooking it from the bottom. Just thoughts so far, I'm gonna have to experiment. So then I baked bread on this ThermoChef pizza steel. It was also fantastic. I placed my scored sourdough loaf on parchment paper directly on the pizza steel, then I put a few ice cubes around it, covered it with an inverted metal mixing bowl, and baked it for 25 minutes before removing the bowl and baking for another 20 minutes. So basically the same bake method that I do inside. And I'm not gonna bother you with all the nuance of this. I'm gonna make a video both on how I make the pizza on the barbecue and how I bake sourdough on my barbecue. The only two downsides of the ThermoChef baking steel. One, the weight. It's like 20 pounds and it's really hard to pick it up from the edges without smashing your finger. But I'm just really careful in figuring it out. Sometimes I use something to help pry it up to get my hand under there. And the second is that it is not pre-seasoned, so you have to season it when you get it. And because of what I just mentioned, the weight, it's actually really awkward to get this thing a nice slick oil and then get it into a hot oven. It's hard to set it down, and you need to season two sides of it, which makes it kind of awkward as well. And if I had to do it over, I would probably look for a pizza steel that was pre-seasoned so I could avoid all that. So my final thoughts are this. Knowing what I know now, I would have never, ever bought a ceramic pizza stone, let alone two, both of which I've broken. I would have just started with a baking steel. The baking steel is exactly what I wanted for making pizza and baking bread on my barbecue. Since then, I've even tried it in my oven, and I've made wonderful sourdough bread inside as well. I did get the ThermoChef on Amazon. The full title was ThermoChef 14 inch by 20 inch pizza steel, multi-purpose cooking steel for ovens and grills, made in the USA. America! I'm Lanny, and this was Preserving Today. Hey, buddy, you can't throw that. You can't play with this giant rock. That's not for babies. Oh, you got another one? Thank you. Like, seriously, where do you keep getting these rocks? What you doing down there? What? Being loud. Oh, don't be loud. Gotta be quiet down there playing with rocks. I love you. Okay.